Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. And we continue with the series, How to Read Tarot Tuesdays. Um, I almost thought it was Tuesday, but now I'm looking and it's Wednesday. I never do it on Tuesday. All right. I have my little drink. It's guayaba, so it's a fruit that grows here. They're very funny. They're like little, like a little plum, sort of, but it tastes like a cross between like a grapefruit and a peach. It's really good. The fruit here is amazing. Okay. The Seven of Cups. I have a lot written down because I know a lot of you look to me for symbolism. And I wrote a book, Tarot Decoded. I don't include all the symbols, but I include a lot of them. And that's available for download. And my other book is also. Okay. I hope you can hear me. Okay, back to every time I move, the microphone does what it does. Okay, I can't close the door. Okay, so it's a seven. First of all, sevens are always about confidence and spirit. So, it's like have faith in yourself. There's always this energy in the sevens of have faith in yourself. Um, the chariot comes to mind. That's a seven. It's like, well, I'm not, I don't really have that much experience, but I'm going to get to where I'm going. So, many people see this as illusion delusion. I don't necessarily. On occasion, I do. This is really like make a choice. It's time to choose, and sometimes I'll give you, for instance, I have a fantasy of owning a house here. And but I really want it so that I can decorate. Like that's what it's about. More than that than anything. And then, but sometimes that, you can get confused. Well, first of all, I don't have the money right now. But second of all, it's like, well, I want a house. What I really want is freedom. So I want to be able to rent an apartment, go away for the weekend, and not have to worry about it. If there's a leak, it's not my problem. If I have some crazy neighbor next door, I can move, etc. And but I still have this fantasy. It's like, oh, I just want to decorate and make it pretty and la 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 la. All right. So what are the choices? Let's talk about the seven cups. Okay. The snake is about transformation. The snake is always, because a snake transforms. That's why a snake is one of the symbols of Scorpio. It sheds its skin and then it moves on. There's a wisdom. The snakes are always wisdom in all occult understanding. So the snake is transformation. And do I really want to confront my fears? That's like the shadow work stuff. Okay. The face is either, changing your identity or like a relationship. Okay, that's the face. The ghost it's like the subconscious, the unknown. Do I really want to because there is a certain amount of like fantasy in this card. It's like floating around in the clouds. It's almost like you can have whatever you want, but you have to make one choice at this moment. At this moment, I want fortune and fame. That's fine, but it's like the fame going to lead to fortune, or is the fortune going to lead to fame? So you have to make one choice and kind of grab it and move forward with it. The castle, it's not very good in this one. Here's the castle. The castle is about stability, right? Oh, I live in a castle, I'm stable, I'm in charge, and security. The jewels are about wealth, material possessions. The laurel is about achievement, victory, being seen, fame, basically, fame. And the dragon is really about fantasy and magic. That's really what it's about. So that's what's going on in the card. There's a lot. So the thing is about this card, it's like make a choice, but make a choice that's, you know, do you have to really live in a castle? Do you really want to live in a castle? Or you just want to live in a nice house? Do you just want the security, right? How famous do you want to be? It's not the thing about fame. It's like maybe you can have fame as an author. It's different than having fame as a music person where they're following you around. What are you wearing and who are you dating? What are you eating and where did you go? And it's a little different, right? So it's about choices. It's about opportunities. It's about making a decision that's reality based, even though it doesn't seem like it. It's about exploring your imagination. It's like basically when this comes up, it's like, what do you really want? You can have whatever you want if you make a choice and go toward it and have confidence that spirit is with you and don't get lost in, oh, it's got to be a castle and it's got to be, and maybe, like the jewels are like, wealth and material possessions. Like maybe for an individual, say 150, $200,000 a year is wealth. For other people, wealth would be 1 million a year or 2 million a year. Well, how much do you want? And do you have the ability or the opportunity to get it? Because it's like, well, I have to be a billionaire. It's like, well, if you have 100 million, you'll probably be okay, unless you want to go to Mars, whatever. Um, and it's about discerning, discerning. It really is this moment. It's like, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? Well, I really want a relationship. Maybe what you really want is to feel loved. And does that have to be a romantic relationship? I mean, maybe you can feel really loved on your job. Maybe you could really feel loved by your family, by your neighbors, by your community. Does it have to be, see what I mean? So it's almost like a question card. It's almost like a question card. So that's my take on the Seven of Cups. For me, it's like choose your joy. I see it as a positive card. I know a lot of readers don't, but I generally see the cards as positive because it's leading you toward asking questions of yourself. Because my job is to read the energy. Your job is to come up with the answer, right? My job is to read the energy. Your job is to come up with the answer, to come up with the link. Well, I thought I wanted a really high paying job, but I don't want to work 50 hours a week, or I don't want to work in that city, or whatever. I don't want to have to commute, um, etc. It's this energy of filtering and discerning down what it is that you really want to go after and choose and go with and utilize your spirit and your creativity and your emotion to obtain that. That's what it's about. All right, so that's my take on the Seven of Cups. I have the Tarot Decoded available digitally. I also have a free tarot cheat sheet. You might as well just grab it. And Nancy and I are beginning tarot classes the 16th. Well, your default microphone has changed to Mac Air. Your default microphone has changed to stereo microphone. Oh my God. Anyway, Nancy and I are offering tarot classes at 6 weeks, um, beginning April 16th, which is a Wednesday, or April 19th, which is a Saturday. You have a choice. It's 6 weeks, and then we have 4 weeks of practice afterwards. And we invite some of our former students to come and participate if they like. So, and it's not mandatory. Maybe you just want to get the information, but it's really good to practice. It's really good to practice with people. because it'll open your mind to different ways. Because maybe when you're reading cards, for instance, of course, I put in the middle of the deck. Maybe you're in the middle of reading, right? And you get a lot of twos in a reading, which are choices. And then the seven comes up. And it's like, well, you ask the person you're reading for, which one of these images is the most intriguing? Which is the one that you're like, you don't, you never really considered or see? So the Seven of Cups is a very rich card, a very rich card. Personally, I would choose the money. I want the jewels. I watch sometimes on YouTube, I watch, how you go through these things. I mean, I watch geology, I watch history, I watch spiritual stuff. Sometimes I watch other readers. But I like to watch the jewelry ones because to me, I don't really wear jewelry because it's just uncomfortable. I wear a little bit, I wear this. It's not really, this is tiger iron, this is malachite, I wear my little bracelets, but like rings, it's just that's uncomfortable. Um, but I love to see like really, really beautiful like emeralds and sapphires, and it's like, wow, I love, love, love that. Anyway, maybe, next month I'll be bejeweled. Not a good idea in Mexico. All right. Blessings. Bye.